Hello, welcome to this podcast of Humanitarian Millionaires. And if you've wanted to do something very big, something that you wanted to be really proud of, and a legacy that you wanted to build, and you are a humanitarian and you're wondering whether this is even possible, are you delusional? And is someone else doing it? Then you are in the right place. And I wanted to start this podcast journey to take you through my journey of how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, what is required. And I'm hoping to inspire as many people as possible who would like to go for their boldest, biggest dreams, despite everyone telling how it's impossible. That is this space for. If we haven't met, my name is Asel Ormonova. I am a life coach, ex-humanitarian, even though I don't think there is really such thing as ex-humanitarian. I would probably say ex-UNHCR. I used to work for UNHCR for 10 years. And then as I haven't felt like I was making the impact that I wanted in the most sustainable way, that's when I decided to resign and start my coaching journey in 2021 January. So I've been doing this for over 5 years now, and I have been helping humanitarians transition in so many different ways. And as of this year, I really feel the goal that I want to pursue is how can I help humanitarians transition to something that's bigger, better than the ones that I had, instead of just feeling like getting to another job, getting to the system, or feeling like they can't really detach themselves from the system. And my goal is to help them detox from the system, gain their independence from the system, whether they want to leave or not afterwards, and start really building the legacy they want to. Okay, so let me start first with the question that I think many people have as to why someone might even want to do this. And isn't it like so hard? Isn't it so greedy? Isn't it something that if you do, it will require a lot of sacrifices, a lot of compromises? Is it even worth it? Right? So these are the questions that I think many of you might have as you start listening to my journey. And here is my reasoning for doing this. And I want to also answer those questions that you might be having, right? So the reason why I wanted to do that is I was really curious about, is it even possible to go on such a bold journey without worthiness being the main issue, right? So let me give you a clarifying example of what I mean. I have seen in most of people's journeys, especially the ones who wanted to go for wealth or big dreams, I felt like a lot of those people were going that for the wrong reasons, meaning that they have wanted to prove they're worthy in some way, right? And the way that you know how that's true is if you are doing it out of wanting to prove how great you are, how cool you are, how intelligent you are, how capable you are. And if you don't achieve it, then you feel so ashamed and so guilty and trying to hide everything and trying to do things in the illegal way so you can get to the outcome and then say that, be able to say that you are that person, right? And I have thought, okay, I do not want to be doing this journey out of worthiness issues because I have solved the worthiness topic a long time ago and I'm very proud of having done that. And by the way, if you are wanting to do that, solving your worthiness issues once and for all, you should come to my webinar next Tuesday, 5th of May. And for those who cannot join, you can also join my Journey membership where those webinars and notes and exercise, all of this will be there. So coming back to the topic of how to do this journey of making millions or more, not out of worthiness issues, meaning not out of proving that I'm worthy, but doing it out of simply wanting to grow in life as a human and having that goal in life, and also doing it for the purpose of giving so much value to people, so much solutions to people that their lives get better, their lives start improving because you have provided that value, and their lives start improving in the most sustainable way, and that's important. And I wanted to do that for that reason. Right. So for growing myself as a human and for creating massive value in the world. So I was thinking, okay, if I want to do that and I want to do this for the rest of my life, then how can I do this in a way that I'm not doing it out of worthiness issues or out of trying to prove that I'm worthy? And if I'm no longer trying to prove that I'm worthy, then can I still do it? And if I do, then how would I do that? Right. So then I started looking at, okay, if I do this out of purely wanting to provide value in the world to those humanitarians, so much so that their lives start improving as well. And through that journey, I start growing myself as well. Then this journey does not become about shame or guilt or proving how great I am and how capable I am, because I believe I am already capable and I believe I'm already great at what I do. And I would like to amplify doing that to more people. So then it becomes a very honest and curious journey, right? Honest and curious in the sense that this is how I have tried to create value. This is how I have tried to solve people's problems. This is how we have been doing it together. And these are the results. And some of them are working, some of them are not working. And here might be the reasons. And going through this journey this way felt such a liberating way. So these are the reasons that I'm doing it. Now, when people tell me, or when people ask, like, imagine that you have that type of very big goal, and maybe it's not a million, but still it feels very big for you, right? And you just feel like, oh, I would love to do that, but I don't. I feel it's going to be very hard and it's going to be almost impossible, or it will require me to sacrifice my life. If these are the questions that you are having, here is how I am answering them. So, by the way, you can also go to my membership, as I said, the membership called The Journey, where you will get all of these questions, that exercises that you can do with yourself to start understanding your answers. So when I was doing this with myself, I was asking, okay, what is it about this journey that will be really hard, right? And I think the biggest hard will be is to even believe that you can do that, to even believe that you are someone who has this level of value, this level of capacity, this level of confidence to do that. And that's something that with coaching tools is very possible to work through and get to the other side. So I have done that, right? I have done that work on understanding and really seeing and feeling that I am actually someone who can do that. I have done so many amazing things in the past, and I feel like this is the next level of growth in my journey. So that's the part that will feel hard for people who have never done this. The other part that will feel hard is going through the rejection part, the part of failing, and a lot of people just have difficulty going through the failing process. Now, I'm not lying to say that it feels great now to do that. Of course not. It stings and feels very emotionally challenging in the moment when I experience it. But I think the part that's so important to recognize, to start seeing, is that once you don't make it a worthiness topic, meaning once you don't make it about how bad you are, how unprofessional, or how whatever it is that we make that mean, once we stop making it mean about yourself anything, but instead start looking at it as this is a data to look at where it's working and why it's not working and what might have been the reason for not working it, then it's starts becoming like a puzzle piece that you start putting together, right? And the part about emotional side of feeling frustrated, disappointed, all of this is something that you can process through. And I have learned how to process through a lot of different emotions that I feel very comfortable doing it. I have no worries or no, I'm not afraid of those emotions, right? And that level of skill set is available as well. And I have done that so many times. So I feel very good about it. And then the other part that may feel hard is as if I think for many people, it sounds like it's harder to do this, going after bold goals rather than keep going to the next promotion level. And I would argue currently is that equally they both sides are challenging. So if you keep going to the promotion nowadays in your, let's say, UN system or in the humanitarian system, it is equally very challenging as going after your bold dreams, doing it on your own. Maybe at some point in the past, it wasn't the case, right? When we were like, I don't know, when I was applying for the next promotion, I would be one of 60 people and it would still feel hard, but 60 people was not nothing to 1,000 people that you're competing against currently. So therefore, nowadays, I would say if you're competing against 1,000 people, maybe even more, versus you going after your bold dreams, I would say hardship level probably is very equal. Now, the other thing that I have realized is that if it is hard to keep tolerating things that you don't want to, especially if you no longer see yourself in the humanitarian sector, if you no longer believe in the cause or how the cause is being executed, then keep tolerating that and keep tolerating toxic environments, keep tolerating going to duty stations here that you don't want to, will feel very hard. And also going after a big dream, like what I'm saying currently about a millionaire dream, I think those are equally like if it's hard, keep doing things you don't want to do, right? Then I rather go for doing things that I want to do and experiencing that hardship, which then after going through that, it stops being hard. So these are the ways that I have resolved it. And then the other part about sacrificing and compromising, this is, I think, also the other interesting topic is that I have found in my own journey is that once I have solved the topic of worthiness, then it no longer it stopped being like I'm doing it to prove that I'm dedicated, to prove that I'm loyal, to prove that I am the good professional or whatever. It stopped being that anymore. So therefore, it doesn't feel like, excuse me, it doesn't feel like I'm sacrificing anything or I'm compromising anything anymore. So therefore, if you and feel like you're currently trying so much and trying to sacrifice, then solving the worthiness topic might be the way to go first. So, this is when it comes to why I'm doing it and answering some of your questions as to how hard it might be and how compromising or how impossible it might be and how I have solved this for myself. And as I said, if you would like to solve this for yourself, then you may start with the exercises that I will put together in the journey, or you can come to coach with me as well, where we can work through these. Now, the last point that I want to look at today in the first episode is what is it required to achieve this, right? So if the goal is this big or it feels big and I want to do it only through making value and not through suffering, not through sacrificing, not through hating myself or bitching about myself or bitching about others or whatever. I no longer want to do this from that place. Like, I want to remove all the drama out of this equation, out of this journey. And if I want to do it only through value, right? Creating value and growing in the process myself, then what is it that is required for me to achieve this goal? And I will keep talking more specifically about each skill, each character trait that is necessary to get to this outcome. And I will dedicate this podcast series to talk more specifically about them. And if you would like to do this with me, then you can also do this alongside with me. Here are some of the main elements that I see that will require to go through this process in the way that I would like to. So the first skill set that I have been talking more about it and I have also been helping clients about, which is the identity, right? So the identity of the person who makes this happen. And whenever people hear the word makes things happen, people may misinterpret to mean that, oh, then I will be hustling and I will be, I don't know, bustling and I will be like in the masculine energy if people are into this, right? So I do not want to do that, as I said. So I would like to make this happen, meaning I would like to make this happen through growth and value. And I would like to develop my own identity of being the person who is creating such big outcomes. And that big outcomes come from me providing the most valuable solutions to my people. Right. So I want to build the identity of someone who's building or who's providing the most valuable solutions to people. That's the identity that I will be building. And that identity will also entail being able to process a lot of different emotions as I go through this, because some of the work that I will be doing is very challenging, and my brain will say, because I've never done this before, my brain will come up with a lot of objections and obstacles and arguments and resistance, right? And my work then is to solve through all of these resistance, objections, arguments, obstacles. And of course, I want to be sharing these with you as well so that you can see that how all of them are solvable. I have seen so far that every objection that our brain will bring, every resistance that our brain will bring, is oftentimes a protective mechanism to just not continue doing it because we're just afraid or we are uncomfortable, and therefore our brain will come up all of this resistance to stop us from going for it, right? So, and I have gotten good at solving them, and I have gotten go coaching on solving them as well. So, therefore, that part is very solvable. The other part that is required is obviously developing skills of how to market, how to sell the solutions in the way that people can resonate, people can understand, people want to. All of this skill sets are necessary, and that's also the skill set that I teach my clients how to do. And then the other part of this journey will require me to recreate the results that I say I would create. And this is, I think, is the most challenging for many humanitarians because we just believe that results that we want to create are not within our control, right? And I have learned and continue learning how whatever results that we want to create is actually within our control if we don't let the circumstances around us dictate what is possible and what's not, if we don't let other people's judgments dictate what is possible and what is not, and if we don't allow our own internal conflicts dictate what is possible and what is not. So, all of this, I have learned to get good at it. And of course, I want to get even better at it. But that's also something that I have been helping my clients to do this. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to keep crafting my skills and getting better at them. So these are the main things that I see currently are required. And of course, as I said, I will be dedicating every other episode to what was required for me to grow and keep going to the goal that I want to. What are the ways that I have not given up in the process, even though it might have been hard at times? What are the ways that I have gotten up after failing many times, right? So all of this I will be talking about. And of course, also, I will be sharing more videos behind the scenes inside my journey membership where you can watch this for yourself to see how things are going on the other side as well. So, this is what I have for you today. And what I will do is I will also put together a list of reflections, questions for you to do your own self-coaching with me together inside the Journey membership, and you can access it. It is only $50 for a lifetime of access. So you can go in there and look at the behind the scenes, access these worksheets, and also start working on the biggest, boldest goal you had for yourself, and working on it not out of worthiness issues to prove that you are worthy, but out of growing and bringing so much value in the world. And if you would like to do that, then you can join it. There will be links underneath this episode as well. Okay, my dears, I'm so excited to start this journey with you together. And if you would like to continue doing this with me and doing it in your own way, then I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments here or join my memberships to let me know so that we can do this together. Have a beautiful week, everyone, and I'll talk to you very soon.